You know,
Uh-huh.
but like you mentioned video games, and like
Uh-huh.
you recently launched a Facebook page, and that's let's
I
don't be
have, I
ashamed of
have,
that, bro.
I
Let's plug that
have.
thing, dude. Like it's called Low
uh,
Tier Assault. What's that about?
yeah, look yourself. Well, I've been very passionate about the fighting game community,
Yeah,
right? You know that, right?
yeah, dude, for
And
sure.
well,
You brought me to your tournaments.
when I was in the U.S., like I've been joining a lot of tournaments, and
Yeah,
it really sparked my interest in trying to bring up the community here in CDO.
yeah,
And it's been a rough start. You don't get a lot of viewers. Not a lot of people are interested in fighting games.
yeah,
It's a very niche genre for sure.
yeah.
And especially with my kind of fighting games, I like playing 2D fighting games, and it's not really big here in CDO. It's people here love Tekken,
Mm.
so I have to I have to go the extra mile, push for 2D gaming, push for more people to come play with me,
So it's really
and
like
yeah,
not just a hobby; it's like a passion thing for you. It's like a passion
it
project.
is, yeah. I've always loved playing fighting games. I believe I started playing competitively way back 2001
Mm-hmm.
when I believe I was in first year high school, and that was when SM opened up uptown.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
they had an arcade,
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
I started going there during lunchtime,
Uh,
spending all my money on tokens. Yeah, and that really sparked my interest in fighting
Is there
games.
what about what about fighting games in particular do you like enjoy as opposed to maybe like FPS games or like MOBA games?
Hmm.
What's it
Well,
about? Like, I mean, to be honest, like initially I didn't I didn't gravitate towards fighting games, even though one
fighting
of my
games.
most memorable games was like Tekken 3. Obviously, like
Uh huh.
that's up there in terms of like the
Way back.
classic games.
It
PS1.
is one of the
You're
best.
chilling with
One of
your
the best
friends.
for sure.
But like I didn't gravitate towards that. What I really gravitated towards was like Counter Strike. When it
Uh
first
huh.
came out, my dad when he was still with me and my family, he got yeah, dude, got me that game, and
Oh.
like I just fell in love with the game. It didn't get to a point where I was aspiring to go pro, but something about that game really drew me to it. Eventually, like I did sort of develop an appreciation for MOBA and kind of went away from FPS games.
Mhm.
But like
You've been playing
it
a lot
was
of Dota.
yeah, I've been playing a lot of Dota. I've been playing a lot
Mhm.
against a lot of bots, dude, because the net connection, bro. Oh my god.
It's been
But
terrible.
like, but anyway, so like, what about fighting games? Kind of what about it did you kind of gravitate towards? Like this, yeah, dude. Like this my jam, bro. You know.
Uh-huh. I don't know, man. I mean, like with fighting games, it brings out something inside me that's very competitive.
Yeah.
With fighting games, like I don't get to blame anyone when I lose. It's always gonna be me. It's always gonna be my fault, and I like
Uh
that aspect. I like that aspect.
so yeah,
We
yeah,
play
yeah,
ping pong. Remember?
yeah,
We
yeah,
play a
yeah,
lot of ping pong.
yeah, yeah.
I like playing sports where I can't put the blame on anyone else. It's
I
always gonna be
see.
me.
I
Uh-huh.
see. But like some people they might. I mean, like I played like soccer. Okay, sorry, my friends are gonna crucify me for calling it that. But I played
For soccer,
football in high
football,
school.
yeah.
Football, you guys.
That's
Americans
the
call it
political,
soccer. Yeah, but like
politically correct term.
you the thing that was always funny was it was never your fault. It was never your fault. It always
Uh,
had to be somebody else's fault. A bad pass, bad cross, bad control, but it was never your
uh,
fault, dude. Like
uh,
no, me, I'm perfect, dude. But like, yeah, I mean, like that is like a unique aspect to that, no? I mean, like some people are drawn to games or sports that they have to be the only one accountable for their successes and their losses.
yeah,
But like, is it also a
and I guess
cathartic thing? Like you can beat people up, like individually. Like you, me.
one
I'm
and
gonna
one.
kick your ass, dude.
Yeah, I guess in a way it's cathartic when you know that you're the better player.
uh,
You get to outsmart your opponent, outplay your opponent. Yeah, man, no better feeling than that.
okay, so I want to ask your like honest opinion, and this isn't like
Uh-huh.
I'm not trying to bait you into anything or like that. I mean,
Sure. Yeah, man, go.
I play MOBA, but yeah, and you've played MOBA. You've played Dota with me for like a bunch of times. You
Uh
even
huh.
played Counter Strike with me for a bunch of times. Which do
Yeah.
you think requires a lot more mechanical skill? Like FPS games, MOBA games,
Ooh.
fighting games, like a lot of mechanical skill. And we're not just talking about like we're talking about the entire thing, like
Uh
reaction
huh.
time and like
Reaction
memorization
time.
and movement. Yeah, clicking or pressing of the buttons. Which do you think requires like the entire package?
That's a loaded question, man.
Yeah, incendiary,
That's a
right?
loaded question.
No, okay, okay. All right. How about this? Like, in terms of your personal judgment,
Uh-huh.
which one did you have a little bit more difficulty with? How about that?
Getting into?
Well, trying
Uh,
to wrap your head
well,
around.
I'm gonna be biased because the hardest genre that I've had a hard time getting into would have to be MOBAs. Well, that's because
Ah,
I'm not inclined. I'm not inclined to play MOBAs. But
yeah.
if you were to ask me which one is more mechanically, I don't know, I would say fighting games.
Fighting games.
Fighting games for sure.
I mean, like, yeah. To
Because
be
they're like,
honest,
uh-huh.
no, no. Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like in fighting games, there are a lot of things that you have to consider. Like you have to consider frame data, you have to consider, spacing, and there's very small room for error in fighting games because
Yeah,
like one small move and you get punished for it.
yeah,
With
yeah,
with MOBAs, you also get punished in MOBAs, but it's different because like you have your teammates backing you up.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you make one small error, you have a bunch of guys willing to back you up.
Yeah,
In
and that's
fighting games, you
actually
make one
true.
small error, uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. That
You
that's
pay for it.
actually
You pay for
yeah.
it.
That's actually true because, like, I'm not a very good support player. I mean, I'm a good support player. Sorry, I'm humble enough to admit that fact, dude. But
Uh-huh.
I'm not like the best Dota player. But like, I match up with some of my friends. Like,
Mhm.
there are some friends where if I play with them, I know it's a guaranteed win, no matter how poorly I play.
Uh-huh.
It's like that, dude. But like, yeah, there is a interesting aspect that you bring up. Like,
Mhm.
the thing with fighting games is just it's just you and the other player. That's all that matters. You
Yes.
know.
And there's actually a misconception when it comes to fighting games
Yeah.
where it's just who presses the fastest, who makes them, the best moves,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
fastest button press. It's not exactly like that.
Yeah.
So, a
Have
lot of
you
things to consider when playing fighting games.
have you ever been beaten by? I mean, like, I know that you study the game. I know that you. But have you ever had your butt kicked by a button masher? Like
Oh,
somebody
for
who just
sure.
like
For
does
sure.
not know what they're doing and just like
For
just
sure.
starts like banging on the thing.
For sure. Everyone
Is
in their life has been beaten by an
is
enemy.
that like the most? Is that
Facts.
not the most frustrating thing? Like, you spend so many hours grinding, memorizing the combos, like just grinding it out, and then somebody who has no idea how to play the game
Uh-huh.
kicks your butt by pressing just pressing a bunch of random buttons
I mean, yeah,
in
to an
quick
extent, it
succession.
does get to you. It gets to you, yeah, for sure.
I
For
would think
sure.
so.
It gets in your head.